What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm going to talk about the bullshit of this human experience and how much of a hassle it is to live in this society and how much of a hassle it is to live in this world, right? So let's get started. Now, on my life, it seems like whenever I'll view the people I'm around with, and like whenever I'm around these people, it's like they don't know how to dish out or give the same energy I'm giving off people. You know, so when I meet people, I have the expectations of like not being disrespectful, not using people, and not like. And I understand that every human being, we all use people to our benefit, but there's different types of using people. You could use people to benefit not only you, but you could um there's different types of when you're using people, there's different types for it. There's a good types of using people and there's a bad types of using people. Like what I mean by good types, like when you use people, like you're meant to help you and you're meant to help that other person as well. Like it's an equal give and take. That's what I mean by using someone. It's an equal give and take, which will benefit you and benefit that person. Only that person agrees to it. And the bad type of using people is when that person doesn't agree and you just immediately jump to conclusions and you just want to take their energy without receiving it back. Only specifically for your own benefit for this person's suffering, you know. But it seems like all my life I've always been around just dumbass people. The older I'm getting, the more I'm starting to realize a lot of people, they like to stay in their comfort zones. A lot of people think they know everything, but they really don't. A lot of people like they're very arrogant and they're very stubborn. Now, when I say this, I'm not saying I'm not arrogant or stubborn. There, because we're all human. Human beings are animals. Human beings we're natural. What's the word? We're naturally form a lot of habits. We're the creature of habits. We like what's comfortable. We like what's familiar, right? And I'm in no exception of this. Just because I'm speaking on it doesn't mean I'm not it. Because I am. I do struggle with bad habits. I do struggle with addictions as well. Because we're all humans, we're all naturally gonna as human beings, we're all naturally going to have addictions. Every single person you see out here has addictions. We have some shit that we're addicted to. It's the nature of this fucked up human experience. And in this world too. This world creates addictions because when we're living in these homes, there's no fucking energy. There's no solar energy. This is why a lot of people are depressed. This is why a lot of people are lazy. This is why people don't want to go outside because in these homes, there's no outside energy. There's no solar energy. This is why when you go outside, you feel a lot more energized. You feel like you just want to be outside all day and you feel more refreshed. When we're indoors, we don't have access to any of that shit. You know, this is how these homes are set up, especially with all these electronics and all this Wi-Fi technology, this and that. And there's nothing wrong with it, but this is how it is. I'm just saying one of the reasons why human beings feel lazy and depressed when they're inside all day because they don't have any energy. Um, but anyways, like a lot of people, like they're very arrogant. I'm not saying everyone, but most people, you know. But it does get annoying when I try to like form good connections. It's always that one fucking person or a group of people who always have the intentions of trying to hurt you, steal your energy, or fucking use you, right? Is how it is. But in this world, you're naturally gonna form bad habits and addictions. Like um in this world, right? So like I've it's hard to break free from addictions. Like the human body, it's so easy for the human body to have a lot of trauma, to have a lot of addictions because from you hear stories of people trying to heal from their trauma, heal from their parents' toxicity, heal from the trying to heal from their dysfunctional households, this and that. Your people have a smoking problem. Some people have a drinking problem. Some people have a porn addiction. Some people have a sex addiction. There's so much addictions out there, and it doesn't have to be these examples. It could be like minor examples. It could be like addictions to your phone, addictions to watching TV, addictions to um, it could be anything really to eating in it. But I guess so. I think I don't have the answers to break free from addictions or urges, but the best thing you could do is to at least be aware that you have an addiction, and at least be aware that you do have urges and shit, right? So when you're aware of these, try to well, if you're aware, then that's a good thing in itself. But what you should do also um just be aware of it and try to ask professional help or try to find other ways to break free from these addictions. Try to find ways to overcome it. There's different types of addictions. Like I'd rather have you have an addiction of working out or have an addiction of fitness or like try to transmute that addiction. Like I'm trying to break free from certain addictions and urges. I'm trying to transmute it to my benefit. Like for example, if you have a bad habit of like sleeping a lot or just being on your phone, transmute that and turn your habits into like reading books, working out, doing full body stretchings, just or like making videos and just talk and upload videos on YouTube so you could eventually grow your YouTube channel and you could be more well known and you could have more subscribers and then you get paid like that. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. In this world, it's, it's annoying how like in this world we're being controlled by money, man. You can't really do anything without money. Just the fact that money controls us, just the fact that we can't do shit without money. Like every single human being living in this planet always have a fucking money problem. We all have money problems. You can't do shit without money. This is weird how like in this human experience, in order for you to have fun, you have to make a certain amount of money. Every human being is constantly in survival mode because we're so busy trying to make fucking money. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying money's bad or good. But I'm just saying like it's just crazy how like we have fucking paper that has no value or fucking meaning behind it dictates how our lives are going to be pretty much. Some people die because of it, some people suffer, and people are happy. Some people live great lives because of paper, It is how it is, It's how it is. Um, when it comes to law of attraction and manifestations, I am learning about law of attractions and manifestations, right? It's so hard to like. I mean, I know the process. I'm doing a lot of studies, so like the process is right there. The steps to law of attraction, the steps to manifestations is right there. The only fucking problem with is that like it's so hard because part of manifestations and part of law of attractions that I learned from someone is that she mentioned that like usually people have a tough time of manifesting a lot of shit because she mentioned that like every human, well, most people they're dealing with shame. When you have a lot of shame, it's because that's the maternal wound, or like if you have very bad parenting, they never loved you like that, then you're gonna develop feminine wounds like your maternal wounds and shit, and that causes a lot of shame. And therefore, when you have a lot of shame, it's hard for you to manifest the shit you want in life. That's what she mentioned. Pretty much, those weren't the exact words, but she mentioned something like that, pretty much. And this is annoying how like you got to constantly heal. You got to constantly heal your whole human body. You got to constantly heal your mental health, just everything. You got to heal fucking everything, just so you can manifest and get the shit you want. You know what I'm saying? Not just with manifestations, but with anything in general. You gotta fucking heal this and that. I never understood how like God or the creator or the universe, they want to put humans in this world, right? But God wants us to go through so much pain and suffering and have us be in these dysfunctional situations. Like some people are born into abusive families, some people are born into poverty, some people are born into gang violence, some people are just born into like just very unideal living situations, right? But yet God wants supposedly God wants the best for us, right? But yet God will put us in these fucked up situations. And now God wants to put us in a healing journey and it's gonna take so fucking long for us to heal so we can get the shit we want. And some people say, oh, God put us in these situations so we can grow spiritually, also for our souls and evolution, or because God wants us to know what suffering is like, what being in painful situations is like, it's all for your soul evolution, which is bullshit because you can still have a lot of wisdom. You can still learn a lot by not going through pain. That's my opinion. Some people think you can't. I personally think you could gain a lot of wisdom and knowledge without pain. You can. Because if you're constantly surrounded by love and loving situations, you're going to develop a lot of emotional intelligence because you know how not to treat people, you know how to make people feel good. And if you're always surrounded by love, you know the values of hard work. You know the values of working for the things you want out of life because you're operating at at a loving vibration instead of a low vibration. This is why when people are on a low vibration, you tend to see them get depressed, lazy. People do a lot of stupid shit because they're vibrating at a low frequency. Versus this is why you always see people that are born in like loving families. You see people that are raised in loving environments is because and yeah, all that. And usually these people are very successful and they have good habits because they're always around by love, pretty much. So that's why, in my opinion, I feel like you can evolve without pain. But for some reason, damn near the whole collective always go through some type of pain so they can overcome. This whole world is unstable. Earth is a very unstable place. First of all, we're being controlled by money. Second, we got a lot of dumbass human beings who it's like a cycle, but it's the system's fault. But more so, it's God's fault because it's the fact that God and the Creator allows all this corruption to happen. It results in this system and this world being so fucked up, right? And now you have human beings born into this system, and the system's fucking up the human beings, and now the human beings are reproducing and creating more human beings, and the same human beings that are watching over the human beings they just procreated, they're abusing them, they're passing down their traumas, and then it's an oncoming cycle of bullshit and generational trauma. This is where you get your generational curses. This is where you get your family toxicity bloodlines, dysfunctional bloodlines. It's in the bloodlines. So you see how all this shit adds up. I hope I'm making sense. I don't know how to explain this shit, but you see how all this shit adds up, right? When it comes to generational curses, it first starts with this fucked up system we're living in. We're all being controlled by money. That's why a lot of people have a hard time making money because you got to be a slave just to make money, or you got to do a lot of stupid shit just to make money, right? Um, I mean, you see, there's prostitutes, there's strippers, people rob for money. Just even clocking in at a 9 to 5. A lot of people don't want to go to these jobs because um, the fucking money system. Money forces us to do things we don't want to do, but we have no choice of doing so, so we could survive because of money. What else? But yeah, so it's the, this world's so fucked up is because of traumatic of human beings, because how traumatized they are, the system we're living in, and our creator. Now, when I mean by creator, I'm referring to as God, or I'm referring to as the universe. Who's ever is responsible for even creating human beings in the first place, I feel like that being right there or that thing is the biggest issue. Whoever is watching over us, just the fact that all this corruption takes place, that's the bigger issue. I feel, in my opinion, I feel like shit, it could be Earth in itself, the whole planet Earth. Earth could be a whole living being. We just don't know. Imagine Earth was destroyed. There'll be no. I imagine this whole planet gotten destroyed, right? There'll be no suffering. There'll be no bullshit. There'll be no bullshit, pretty much. So maybe Earth is a problem. People in the spiritual community mention that Earth is the real enemy, Earth is the devil. But there's so much theories out there when it comes to spirituality. Just the fact that as human beings we don't have access to spiritual knowledge. We don't have access to what the fuck is going on around this world. We don't have access to past lives. We don't even know if the afterlife is even real. You see, some people are born with spiritual gifts. Some people know more about spirituality. Why can't every human being have that same fucking knowledge? Why is it only a select few people? You know what I'm saying? Stupid, man. What else? Yeah, that's just bullshit, man. Being an adult is such a hassle, bro. Cause like when you're an adult, bro, like you got to deal with so much bullshit, man. Like when you have your own house, you gotta worry about taxes. You gotta worry about paying your own mortgage, or like paying for your house. Like I forgot what's it called. So like you, as being an adult, you gotta worry about paying bills so you don't get kicked out. As an adult, you gotta fucking like drive a car, and then I think you gotta yeah, and then you gotta keep up with your car insurance. You gotta pay for your medical. You gotta pay for all this shit, man. Like just to be an adult, you gotta deal with so much bullshit. And keep in mind, being in the human body, it's so easy for the human body to develop a lot of trauma and pain. Whenever I make a video, my nose always gets itchy. I don't know why. Um, I'm not picking my nose. I'm just scratching it. Like I don't know what the fuck is going on. See, now I lost track. But yeah, but being in the human body is extremely frustrating because like it's so easy for the human body to develop trauma and pain. I mean, the human body has a whole nervous system. When I pinch myself, I'm gonna feel pain. if I hit myself, I'm gonna feel pain. When I slap myself, I'm gonna feel pain. When I choke myself, I'm gonna feel pain. You know, like uh, that's why a lot of people. This is why this world's so shit because a lot of people have mental health issues. A lot of people have anger problems. A lot of people have sadness. A lot of people have unresolved trauma, and it is our fault. But it's more so it's the system's fault. We live in such a fucked up, cruel system. Just the fact that we have an unbalanced money system, and then whoever created human beings in the first place spiritually, they're the bigger issue. Just the fact that they allow all this shit to happen. You know what I'm saying? Um, but what else? Just retarded, man. Like, I hate this human experience so much. It's just annoying, bro. Like, there's a lot of dumb shit you got to go through. I'm not saying I'm ungrateful. I am thankful. I'm not suicidal or anything, but I love my life. But just like, you got to go through so much dumb shit, man. Like, fuck. There's so much confusion out there. There's so much answers that are unresolved. You know, just so my conclusion is to honestly do the best you can. Try to do the best you can to the point where like you live your life to the best of your ability. Um, try to. That's pretty much what it is. Just live your life to the best of your ability. Learn as much as you can. Apply the knowledge as much as you can. Try to take action as much as you can. Try to break addictions that are harming you the best you can. And again, all that results to living the best life as much as you can. I understand there's different opinions and different definitions when I say that. I'm just saying like use your intuition, try to figure out your strengths, try to figure out your weaknesses, try to figure yourself out. More so, pay attention to your weaknesses because you just never know how much addictions, how much blockages and trauma you actually really have. You know, I'm still trying to figure it out. You know, and again, if you want to be rich, then do whatever it takes to be rich. But whatever interests you, try to put your time and effort into it, and that's part of living life, pursuing your passions, following your heart, following your intuition, and overcoming the bullshit of this world. And I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a good one. Peace.